Stine here. Thank you so much for joining me for this Monday Guitar Motivation. Today is Labor Day, and I'm just letting you know that right now as you're watching this, this is not live. I pre-recorded it this morning, still on Monday, still on Labor Day, but I had some other things to do with my family today, so I did pre-record it. So I'm not live right now. I recorded it a couple hours ago before you watched this. So anyway, so thank you so much for being here. I hope you all have a wonderful Labor Day, and I hope this lesson helps you a little bit for this week for something new to work on. So what are we going to be working on? Well, we're going to be working on a song by the band The Police. We're going to be looking at Message in a Bottle. And I always used to use this one for guitar lessons because it contains two really important elements for us to learn. Number one, what we call a spread fingering, which I'm going to show you in a second. And number two, what we call an add9 chord, which is something that we use quite frequently in different styles of music for a chord. So this whole beginning section to this song is picked individually. So we're not strumming at this point, but we're going to take a look at everything that we've got going on here. So the beginning of the song, we've got this thing. Speed it up a little bit, it looks like this. Okay, now if you've played this before, you might play it in a different position, and we're going to be talking about that as well. But just to get started here, what am I doing? Well, I'm playing this shape all over the fretboard, and what it is what we refer to as, again, a spread fingering, which means what I'm doing here is playing, in this case, the first chord is on the 4th fret of the 5th string with my first finger, and then I'm going to the 6th fret of the 4th string with my middle finger, and then I'm going to the 8th fret of the 3rd string with my pinky. So I'm playing 4, 6, and 8. Okay? So there's a fret in between each one of these. We refer to this as a spread fingering. Now you'll notice I'm trying to keep each note separate as well as I play. I'm not going... I'm kind of trying to separate those. I add a little bit of palm mute on the 5th string, on the bass note of each one of these. Okay? Now, oftentimes when people play these, instead of using their middle finger, they'll use their 3rd finger, which makes this look like a power chord, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly fine if that's more comfortable for you. So it'd be 4 and 6, and then 8 with your pinky. For me, because I use this for scales and things like that, I've learned how to play this using my first and my middle and my pinky. But for you, use whatever feels the best to you. Now, if we look at what's actually happening here, as I'm playing this spread fingering, I'm playing the root, the 5th, which makes the power chord, and then this note right here is referred to as the 9th, okay? So if we look at our notes here, I've got C sharp, G sharp, and D sharp. Okay, so we've got a root 5th and 9th. Now D sharp would be like the 2nd, right? So a whole step higher than your first note there, the root. Okay, but it's an octave up, so we call that a 9. So if we played this as a chord, which happens quite frequently, we would call this, in this case, a C sharp add 9. Okay? Now again, I'm playing it as it's a power chord. We're not playing the major or minor 3rd, and I don't want to get way too deep into that right now. But just understand that what I'm doing is playing this power chord, and I'm adding on this note we call the 9th. Now again, it's a C sharp. You might call it a D flat and all that sort of thing, and that's perfectly fine as well. But let's focus on the song and the two ideas, which is playing the spread fingering, and then understanding that what we're doing is we're playing this power chord and adding in this note we call the 9th, okay? So after I play 4, 6, and 8, what I'm going to do is head up to the 6th string, 5th fret, and I'm going to play 5, 7, and 9. So I have... Kind of feel that rhythm, bum, 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 bum. Now you might play them all with down picks, you might add it up or something. Again, that's all for you to explore. Okay, then what I want to do, now I'm on what I would call an A add 9, an A power chord with an added 9th. Okay, now I want to play a B. So my two choices really at this point are to either just move a whole step higher, or oftentimes what I'll do is I'll just go down to the B here on the 5th string and play it there. Now you could play it either place. You see, you can play it either way and it would be just fine. Then the last chord that we're playing, we're heading down to the F sharp, which is the 6th-string 2nd fret. Again, that add9 shape. But the last note that we play, we're going to make a slide from this 6 up to this 7. Like that. So now it sounds like this. Or if you were playing it this way. And to be honest, you could even just take the A, if you wanted to, instead of playing A here, you could play 0, 2, and 4 with A on the 5th string here. You know, there's all kinds of different ways that you could play it and still get the same outcome from that. So as I'm doing this, I've always kind of liked that shape because I can move right from B to F sharp like this without a lot of movement. Where if I go like this, you know, I got to jump down there, and sometimes I kind of skip that last note because I'm trying to get back down there. But again, it all depends on what feels best to you. Okay, so that's going to cover this spread fingering shape, and this is why I used to use this a lot in lessons, is it's a great kind of introduction for a student to get comfortable with trying to play this spread fingering. Again, whether you play it with your first, your middle, and your pinky, or whether you play it with your first, third, and pinky is entirely up to you. The second thing that's entirely up to you is where you want to play these chords. If you want to play B up here, or if you want to play B down here, whatever works best for you. Now, just to finish this off, since we're talking about this, let's just look into the chorus for this. So what I'm doing there is I'm going to play, it's like a Ramon song. I'm playing A, D, and E, and I'm playing these as power chords. Okay, so I'm just playing power chord, and then you'll notice that when I move to the E, it kind of jumps in early. Then we're going to move down to F sharp and D, and again, I'm just going to play these as power chords. But again, if you want to play F sharp, to D, or you know, something like that, that's okay too. Again, I'm never worried about that. I just want you to have some fun with this thing. So F sharp to D. And then it ends with, we could call that whole thing pre-chorus if we wanted to. And then the message in a bottle comes in right here. We're doing C sharp minor to A, C sharp minor to A major, and then we drop down to F sharp minor. And then when we get done, we're back on. We're back on that again. So it's a great little exercise. I think you'd have some fun with it if you've never played this before, or, you know, again, spread fingerings is something new for you, or even if you're just trying to get comfortable with being able to play your power chords and bar chords, this is a pretty fun song to check out. So I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you have a great Labor Day. Stay safe, stay positive. And again, if you get a chance, head over to guitarzoom.com, check out my guitar courses, check out the membership, all that sort of thing. And again, I appreciate your time. Please share this video with anybody you think it might help. And most importantly, just keep playing, all right? So take care, everybody. Bye.